Students, good morning to one and all. Hope you all are fine. Today, I would like to begin the new poem, the third poem from the book Flamingo, that is Keeping Quiet. Let's begin. Before we see the poem and its explanation, I would like to brief you about the author of the poem, poet of this poem, Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda was the pen name of the poet, right? And it was the pen name. Later on, this name came as a legal name. Pablo Neruda was famous Chilean poet. He was a diplomat and politician as well. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. The distinctive feature of this poet, he wrote in green ink, which was his personal symbol for desire and hope. Now about the poet, few more things I would like to brief you. That is, the writings of Pablo Neruda are very simple, wherein lies their beauty. So the beauty lies in the simple writings of the poem. This poem was originally written in Spanish language, and the essence of the poem is based on introspection and retrospection. Right? Introspection means self-inspection, inspecting within ourselves. The poet feels that some soul searching is needed for us to be at peace with ourselves and with others. If we want peace with ourselves and with our fellow beings, we have to do some soul searching, means inspecting ourselves, where we are wrong, where we are right, so that we can bring peace to the world. Now let's begin the first stanza. Today I am giving you the complete explanation of the line by line. The poet says, "Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much." Fine. So these are the first stanza speaks. The first two lines says, "Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still." Here, poet wants all of us, right? The entire globe to be still, to be stand still. That is for few seconds. Fine. For once on the face of the earth. Why he says for once? Because it never happened earlier. Right? It happened. So for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. He says not to speak in any language means here which language he wants us to speak? The language of silence. Let's stop for 1 second and not to move our arms so much. Now here I have given the explanation. The poet asks everyone to count up to 12 in their mind. Here the number 12 represents the hours of the day or the months of a year. What he wants all of us to be calm and still. Right? Now, why? People across the nations have to unite together. So, they shall not speak their own languages. Rather, they all shall keep quiet and speak the language of silence. Do you know, children, when we speak different languages, right? The moment when everyone stops speaking, then why? Because the language creates barriers between people, barriers among people. So if you stop speaking any language, then there will be complete silence, right? That's what poet wants. And why he wants us to speak the language of silence? Because this will bring unity among the humans on the face of the earth. He wants all to unite together. Unity, harmony, brotherhood, peace. He wants this feature among the people. For at least one moment, no one shall move his arms either to signal or to fight or argue with each other. You know, when we speak different languages, when we speak, then knowingly, unknowingly, when we do not agree with our friends or with our fellow beings, then we raise our arms, because that means we argue, right? We fight. So he does not want us to move our arms. Everyone should be still and quiet. Let's go to the second stanza. What he says here. It would be an exotic moment. Yeah, exotic, unusual, right? Rarely happen. Extraordinary moment. Why? Because this moment, without rush, without engines, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. He says, this moment is complete, quiet, still, peace. That is some strange. You will experience something strange, right? Unusual. So this moment is, he says that it is an exotic moment, very unusual, extraordinary moment. Because fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Same way, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. When people stop all the activities and come to a standstill, keep quiet, they will have time to look at their own hurt hands, their own deeds, their own works, what are they doing, right? So they will have some time. Here I have given the explanation of the second stanza. When everything will come to a standstill, it will be a rare situation, exotic moment, unusual, something strange, right? Why? Because no one will be in a rush. There will be no engines running, because ultimately people are only there to switch on the machines, right? So when people are quiet, then there will be no engines running. Everyone will be calm and quiet, united with each other in a strange atmosphere, like meditation, we can say, introspection. When people come together sitting quietly, that is introspection, meditation. So that brings unity among the people, that brings brotherhood, peace, harmony, right? So that is something strange atmosphere people will experience. Further, it will be strange because it has never happened earlier. It is something unusual. It never happened in the history of the world, right? No person would be harming any other living being, either for food or to earn his livelihood. Now, these days, people are in a mad rush in order to earn their livelihood. They go to any extent. They harm the nature. They harm living beings. So here, when people come together, unite together, and they keep quiet, they stop harming nature. All the people who work endlessly will get some time to look at their injuries and the damage they have caused to their body. Sometimes in a hustle and bustle of life, we don't get even time to introspect. We don't get even time to look at what we are doing, what we are engaged in. Fine. So this way, this meditation, this introspection will give time to the people to look at their own deeds. Fine. Now the third stanza. Those who prepare green wars. Here green wars refers to wars against environment, deforestation, right? Wars with gas, right? Chemical wars. Wars with fire, nuclear war. Victory with no survivor. Poet says, people those who are busy in preparing green wars, those who are fighting for against the nature, those who are engaged in making nuclear weapon and damaging the world, the country, so they will have victory, but no survivors will be left. The poet Pablo Neruda wants all these people, those who are engaged in preparing green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, he wants them to put on clean clothes, right? Here clean clothes refers to adopt a new approach towards life and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. So Pablo Neruda wants all these people to stop All this, now these activities are destructive activities, right? Which destroy the nature, will destroy the property, will destroy the people. Fine. So Pablo Neruda wants these people to stop destructive activities, come together, put on clean clothes, fine, adopt a new approach towards life, and walk about with their brothers together, right, with their fellow beings. And in the shade, you sit, introspect, meditate, doing nothing. Now, further, he clarifies what he says. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Very important line. Children, please make note. Pablo Neruda does not want people to confuse this silence just for a few seconds with total inactivity. Total inactivity means doing nothing forever. He doesn't say that you don't do anything for a long time. No. This is just for a short period of time, just for a few seconds, just for a few moments. You keep quiet, meditate, and introspect. And look at your activities and just think about the upshots of the activities, results of the activities, consequences of the activities. Fine. So, because why he wants people not to confuse with the total activity, because the reason is life is what it is about. I want no truck with death, because life has to go on. Life has to move on. Fine, you can't stop it. So he wants not to confuse the silence with total inactivity. Now here I have, whatever I have explained, I have made here a few points. The people who exploit the green wealth of nature by deforestation or mining or fishing in the deep seas, and the soldiers who use weapons to kill fellow human beings, need some time to introspect into the consequences of their actions. Fine, he wants to look into the consequences. They are merely doing their job or following orders. Simply they are doing without thinking of the results, without thinking of the consequences. He wants them to put on new clothes. As I told you, new clothes here refers to adopt a new approach towards life, and to realize that killing so many people is not a victory. He wants all of us to be united as one, right? Consider our enemy to be our brother. He is promoting brotherhood, peace, unity, harmony, right? Everything. You can add any more words, synonyms to this. He does not want us to stop our works, but to take some time and analyze the results of our deeds. The main point what Pablo Neruda wants us to analyze the results of our deeds. Here, deeds means actions, work you are engaged in. Fine. Now the fourth stanza. If we were not so single-minded, here single-minded refers to self-centered, selfish mind, about keeping our lives moving, for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. He says people have become so much of self-centered that they don't even have the time to think what are they doing and what are the consequences of their actions, because the same actions might bring death to the people who themselves are engaged. Suppose nuclear war, right? Atom bomb, all these things, weapons destroy the things. Destruction, I mean the people, those who are engaged in making, they may also lose their life. Fine. So ultimately we are threatening ourselves with death. We are inviting death to ourselves. So he says, all human beings work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks, work. They are driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. Right? And so they are in a mad rush to accomplish all their works without looking into the consequences, without thinking the results of their actions or the deeds. He says that perhaps if they pause for a while, they can appreciate their achievements and their lives would become happier. So instead of simply working, 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 or we can say simply in a mad rush to accomplish our task, let's take few moments and think about the achievements what we had in the past, right? Some good things. So by doing this, we can make ourselves happy. He suggests that by keeping quiet, we will be able to understand the true purpose of our life. Sometimes we don't know for what are we doing, for what is the purpose of our life. So when we keep quiet, when we introspect, when we do self inspection within ourselves, we will come to know what is the my purpose of life, right? Now the last fifth stanza, very important and very, we can say the poet has given very beautiful example of the earth, mother earth. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later, here few lines I have missed it, right? So the poet suggests us to take a teaching from nature. When everything, right, the earth can teach us a lesson. Which lesson? The poet suggests us to take a teaching from nature. As the earth undergoes changes, in winter everything freezes, becomes lifeless. But after some time, what happened? The season changes again and everything comes back to life. This is what the earth is teaching us the example, right? So the last stanza here, the poet says that perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. So for a time being, it seems that everything has come to death, lifeless. But after some time, again, it comes back to its life. Similarly, taking a pause and introspecting into our lives will give it a new meaning. Absolutely correct. When we introspect, when we take little time and then relax and peacefully we think over it, then we can have some new purpose of life and we can have some new meaning. And if we work towards the new meaning, then we will definitely achieve success. We will be able to understand the purpose of our life. It will be like a rebirth of the soul, like rebirth of now today's environment or today's world. We see the world, we can say, is fractured. Here fractured refers to like totally brother to brother, in the family, in the workplace, in the society. We see how people behave with one another. We need true humanity to understand people irrespective of caste, creed and religion, right? So it is we want, like, it will be rebirth of the soul. The poet has conveyed to all the people the purpose of his message, and so he asked them once again to take a pause, count till 12. And the last line the poet says, now I will count up to 12. You keep quiet and I will go. He means to say that he walks out of the scene, keeping the scene open for all the people on the earth to experience this for times to come. He wants all of us to experience silence within ourselves. He wants us to meditate. He wants us to introspect, retrospect, think over our actions and the consequences. Fine. So this is the complete explanation of the poem. This is my next video of the same poem. I would like to brief you about the literary devices, if any, and few question answers I will discuss, and I will give you some practice question answers. Children, whenever you go through the poem, please listen this video 1 to 2 times more and just try to understand. If any doubt, we have already created a WhatsApp group. You can clarify your doubts, fine, so that you can prepare for the coming exams. Thank you. God bless you all.